Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stephen Meller, and I'm the Chief Technical Officer for the Industrial Internet Consortium. We'll be talking today at the Industrial Internet Summit about the path to digital transformation. The manner in which I am going to talk through that is by using a story focused around the industrial internet itself. First of all, though, I'd like to thank you for inviting me to speak at this event, and I do hope that it is helpful to everyone with the several speeches that we have this afternoon. So, straight to business. Let us begin with the Industrial Internet Consortium. We were founded over 6 years ago now, March 2014, by 5 global companies: GE, Intel, IBM, Cisco, and AT&T. Those companies have a global presence. They're available in China, of course, and elsewhere across the globe, although many of them are headquartered in the US. We are a global open membership consortium spanning over 30 countries. And you can see a map, of course, of the world over here. In fact, I'm just sitting underneath China. There we go. Put my head right underneath China. At the beginning, we had a vision statement and a mission statement that were quite lengthy. I'm not going to read all of it to you. I am instead going to focus on the last 3 words: transformational business outcomes. That really is the focus. However, if you do read it more carefully, what you'll see is that this vision and the mission is more focused on implementation, namely, we're going to be the world's leading organization, and on technology by accelerating the industrial Internet of Things. This is key. It is important, although I think that we are now moving past that to some degree. Why do I say that? Well, because when these 5 companies founded the Industrial Internet Consortium, their focus was to build a market, to make it so that we could talk across different companies, across the globe, across supply chains, across value chains, in such a manner that we could actually build up a market and make this happen. Now, what is this? Well, that is those transformational business outcomes, and I'll come to that in just a second. But why build a consortium in the first place? Well, as I said, you need to build a market, and to do that, what you need to have is a number of companies, or a set of leading companies, that can push things ahead. And indeed, that was precisely what the 5 founders had in mind. The reason that they wanted to do that, in addition to the market, is because the industrial internet is both broad and deep. It is deep because you have many technologies that you need to make things work. And in fact, those 5 companies, though huge and global, do not, in fact, have all of the techniques that they need and all of the technology and all of the resources to be able to make an industrial internet system work unless they have partners. And that is why they founded the consortium. They need partners to help build up the different elements that make up a typical industrial internet system. The industrial internet is also broad because there are many different vertical markets in which this technology can be deployed. Manufacturing, of course, is important. Energy, healthcare, very important at the moment. Smart cities, the list is really very long. Even finance, we're seeing now industrial internet being used as a way to be able to do financial transactions. So this is our founding statement. However, the market has moved on. It's moved on from technology into deployments, and that's the key thing. It's all very well building up a market and having a technology and using it and so on, but unless it is actually deployed, unless it is actually being used, it doesn't mean anything. And so this week, our steering committee voted to modify our mission statement. It is mercifully brief: to deliver transformative business value to organizations, industry, and society by accelerating adoption of a trustworthy Internet of Things. Now, the key thing here is transformative business value. To whom? To organizations, industry, and society. Industry, of course, is important for us and the Industrial Internet Summit. By accelerating adoption, that goes back to creating that market of a trustworthy Internet of Things. And I'll come back to that word trustworthy in just a moment. So what does this mean, transformative business value? Well, you need to have a number of ways of getting from where you are, which is a standalone factory or a standalone device in a hospital, to the point that you can instead actually connect everything to the internet. So there are multiple types of digital transformation here. We begin with digitization, which is the transition from analog to digital information, and then making that information available in digital format. You can't use handwritten logbooks to be able to understand the patterns in the data for your factory. You need to have it in digital form. So that's the first step, digitization, making things digital. The second step is digitalization. So I've added two letters here, digitalization, and that builds on digitization to leverage digitized information in processes and to standardize digital work. In other words, make it so that we have multiple ways in which we can access the data, have standard formats, so on and so forth. And then we build on that to build on digitalization to create new business concepts and to devise new products and services and business models. Sorry that my smiling face is obscuring that, but undoubtedly we will make this available. So we go from being, if you like, a caterpillar moving relatively slowly into a completely transformed creature, a butterfly that I have shown at the top right here. So this is a journey, and it has its ups and downs, as they say. You will not always be able to make things work the first time. And one of the things that the IIC has focused on a lot is the notion of test beds. These are scaled down real-world implementations, and we have over 30 of them now. And we have learned quite a lot. And the key thing that we have learned, I think the most important, is to involve the people on the factory floor, if it's a factory that you're talking about, in the process, in the journey. Their initial reaction may be suspicion. Why are these people here? Are they going to take my job away? So the first thing you need to do is to show that in fact you are there to help. And that is key, absolutely key, to help. Help them see their processes more clearly so that they can do their jobs more effectively. So this journey then has multiple factors that make it up, and you need all three. You need a corporate strategy. You need investment and return on investment that you can demonstrate, and that's a good reason for having pilots and pre-pilots to get things started so that you can actually show value. You need to understand your organization, processes, and supply chains. You need technology, and as I said, I think we were initially more focused on technology than deployment. That's why we chose to change our mission statement. And the kinds of technologies we're talking about here are cloud and edge, connectivity, cybersecurity, AI, analytics, digital twins, very popular at the moment, distributed ledger. I could go on and on and on. And of course, you must add to this the existing technologies, plain old control loops, actually on the floor, controlling a device. These are the important things. And then trustworthiness. When we think about security, IT people think firewalls, viruses, that kind of thing. They think in terms of protecting information. If you say security to someone who is running a chemical plant, they think in terms of barbed wire, men with guns, locked doors, that kind of thing. Completely different. And they also don't think of that as the primary issue. They think safety is the primary issue. And when you look at this in more detail, you see that trustworthiness has multiple factors: security, obviously, of both the physical and the digital kind, privacy, safety, reliability, and resilience. These systems change the physical world. We cannot allow them just to do whatever they like. We cannot allow people to hack into these systems and cause them to run amok. We have to know that they are trustworthy. This is key. So those three factors need to be taken into account on your journey. So to make this happen then, what exactly is the digital transformation that we are trying to effect? Well, we need to begin with the issues that are causing us to want to transform digitally. So today's issues are, on the left-hand side, We're looking for higher process efficiencies, always better to be more efficient. We're seeing disruptive innovation that is changing things and how we go about the work that we do. We see mounting market pressures, growing regulatory pressures, huge growth of big data, and evolving demographics. People that are more concerned, more interested, word I want here is more accustomed to digital technology. And that makes a big difference because you need to be in a place whereby you can understand the technology that you're using to deploy it effectively. And then we can use that to get new products, new business models, new revenue streams, new partnership models, new operational models, new ways, new supply chains, different ways of organizing our business so that we can get more done. Now, why would we want to do that? Well, the same items are on the left, but on the right-hand side, you see some of the things that come about as a result of this digital transformation. Mitigated risk, increased operational efficiency, reduced cost, increased productivity. So what we're saying is that we have a number of issues in the marketplace that can be addressed by digital transformation. That digital transformation provides us with new products, services, business models, etc. And in so doing, it mitigates risks, increases our efficiency, reduces costs, increases productivity. That's what digital transformation means and what it is that you need to aim for as you work your way along that path. This last slide just goes back to the notion that this is the Industrial Internet Summit. The manner in which we have modified this mission statement takes out the word industrial. Several reasons, actually. First of all, a lot of people associate it only with manufacturing, yet in fact it's quite a lot more. But also because we see the we see that we're talking about transforming more than just industry. We're talking about transforming organizations, how they operate, and indeed the entire society. We are today in a rather unpleasant position with the pandemic. We have transformed society. We didn't really mean that. We didn't want to do it that way. But it is interesting, useful, and I think good thing in one sense that we can still hold this summit digitally because we have that technology and we have made these things work. So what we're doing here then is transforming industry using a trustworthy Internet of Things. Thank you very much. I do appreciate your time this afternoon. I hope you enjoy the remainder of the summit. Thank you very much. You see here my email address, several places you can go to gather more information. So thank you again, 谢谢, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.